my story. It is anyways, hey guys, hey. Um, Announcements really quick. This weekend is the last weekend that you get to attend the Call the Conscious Museum. It will be happening this Friday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursday and Friday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday and Sundays, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, y'all, I'm just about to be real with y'all today. It is what my kids would call a wonky day for me. It is freezing back here. And for those of you who do not know, your girl cannot operate in cold. I need my heat, honey. We need to go on a trip because it is kind of cold in Seattle. Yes, the sun is shining and it's beautiful, clear skies. I'm loving it. I was on the road. Normally, I only see, Mount Rainier. But lately, Mount Rainier was a little small and I've seen all the other mountains around it. It was very beautiful, but it is very cold. I need to go. I need to start flying south for the winter. Jesus, Houston, here I come. Okay, let me go visit some family. Anyways, so you guys, our guest last week, Sean Seals, when we were talking, he talked about writing a book. Y'all, I downloaded that book. Now, granted, my week was a little busy, so I wasn't able to finish it, but I'm about to finish it. Power 7 Elements of Power by Sean Seals on Amazon. You can download it on Kindle for free or you can buy it. You guys, please go check out that book and spread the word. That book is amazing. Like, I am chapter 1 and I already got a page full of notes. Like, please check out his book. He was here last week talking about his business. So please go back and check out our last week's episode. I can't even look. I'm not playing. Okay, I'm trying to push on. It's cold. All right. So please check out that book. It's a really good book. All right. So you guys, there is no guest this week. So I thought, why don't we just take some time to really just recap about what's happened this month? February usually goes by like the snap of the finger, but I feel like February lasted a year this year. And I don't know, maybe it's because we're getting too much information at once. I remember someone saying they received SSDI because they received too much information. And I feel like we are on our verge of all needing this. But with so much information going on, I just want to focus on what's happening in our community, what's happening in our lives. And one of the themes that has been coming up for me this past week is about love, which of course we're in the month of February and we didn't really get to dig into love this month, even though this is a month of lovers. Talk about vulnerability. Ooh, I hate that word, but here we're going to talk about it. And then what else? Accountability. I was just happening to listen to this book on my way to work. I guess you could say this is work, but it's actually pretty fun. I was listening to this book about accountability and it all ties in because with love, loving yourself and loving others and being in this community and being vulnerable, we have to have some accountability. And with all the mess that we are listening to on the news, on social media about what is happening in office and in Congress, we need to just really hone in on all of these things, right? And so let's talk about it. Month of February, I was like, you know what? It's the month of love. I'm going to take this month to love on myself. And what that looked like for me was when my body says I cannot do anything, I can't do anything. And I didn't do anything. I'm going to only do things that brings me joy, that grows me, and that doesn't stress me the hell out. Okay. I said, Breon, you should pour into yourself the way that you pour into others. I pour so much love, dedication, and grit into people. I am very passionate. If you know me and you're on my team, you know that you got a lion on your team. Okay. I do not play about the people on my team. Matter of fact, I had to be held back yesterday. And that's a whole nother story that we won't even touch. Okay. But I am a lover. And I said, Breon, take that love and pour into yourself. But here's the thing. I have to address this. Everybody be acting like I get it right all the time, and I just don't. I'm out here figuring this out like you are. And I want to share this with you guys because, you see us behind these screens and you see us doing our work. And trust me, We are working hard to bring you content. We are working hard to make this production happen. But not everything goes the way we want it to go. And so I just want to share in this session today, this time, about it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to have to be working on yourself all the time. It's okay to have to pour and remind yourself to pour into you like you pour into others. So this month, I just was just really loving on myself. I was being forgiving of myself. If I messed up, I didn't sit in it. I made the proper corrections. So that meant if I needed to apologize to someone, I did. If I needed to go back and be clear with what I was trying to say and my intent, I did, because sometimes I sound very passionate and people take that as anger, and it's not anger, it's just passion. And then being okay with who you are, right? Honing in on that. I embarrassingly am a lover girl. I love people. I love being in love. I love loving on people. I am a weirdo. I am such a weirdo, y'all. And it just is who I am. Okay. And if you are with me, you're with me, and you just got to deal with my weirdo moments, but I bring it back. Okay. Let me just say before we go into this, I pulled up on one of my friends, David Jackson. If you guys don't know, David Jackson, go follow him on Seattle Connected. Follow him on Seattle Connected, as he also is a podcaster who hosts and bring on all the heavy hitters in our community that are doing things like he says before they become household names. But I pulled up on him at Federal Ways Collective Sip and Pitch. You guys, that was such an amazing event. Like, it was an event built for small business owners to come in and pitch their business, and they got a prize. It was a small stipend, but it was still a prize. So not only did they get the small stipend, but they also got real-time feedback for their business. So you guys, please go follow Federal Way Collective and keep up with the latest, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some more sip and pitches coming up. And like I told my social media following, I was there and he was like, you should pitch. And I'm like, no, like, people just be thinking I'd be like, I be nervous, y'all. Forget what y'all say. I'm shy. I be nervous. But because I know how my friends are, I prepared. And I put together a pitch real quick in less than 5 minutes. So if I can do this in 5 minutes, let's see what I can add on to it. So that's my goal for this week. But I just couldn't let this time go by without mentioning the Federal Way Sip and Pitch. I think this was an amazing event. I wish there would have been a better turnout. It was a good turnout, because anytime there is like 50 people or more, it's a good turnout. But I think something like that can be even more bigger. And I want you guys to go follow them. If you have a pitch, start getting your pitches ready. If you're having a business, get your business ready and put yourself out there. One of the people that I've seen out there this weekend, had just found about it on social media and took a bet on themselves. They took a bet on themselves and they won. They were one of the winners. There was 3 winners. They were one of the winners. They took a bet on themselves and they won. All you guys got to do is put your pitch together and get out there and just start putting yourself out there. I know it's very scary, but look, it's scary for me. Every Tuesday I come in here and I'm sitting behind this screen. I am scared. I am nervous. I'm scared I'm gonna mess up. I am live. I am in real time. I have no time for mess ups. There is no edits. Everything is happening right now in real time. But I put myself out there every day, and every day, I do better. Okay, I've been doing this for. That is me, child. If y'all knew what the conversations that was going on in my head. But I've been doing this for 5 years. 5 years, Lord. But yeah, you guys put yourselves out there. Turn out to these community events. Support local small businesses, and let's just have a good time and be in community. Love on yourself. Because I'm pretty sure all the entrepreneurs that are out here doing stuff are the same as me, but we love on everybody and push everybody, but we don't push ourselves. And one person, and I've seen this quote multiple times, is when we are pushing people to do something that we know we should be doing, it's not necessarily because we see the potential in them. It's because we know what we are capable of doing. So get out there, put yourselves out there and do your business. Hence why I'm wearing my Bree Living Woman on the Rise today. Because I'm like, thank you. I love Daniel. I love him down. Okay, honey. And then shout out to my friend Jocelyn, AKA Jazzy on Instagram. because last week she said, for all of the people out here that's talking about stepping out on fear, doing fear, all this stuff, have you guys been practicing that yourselves? And yes, girl, I have been practicing myself. And thank you for that reminder, because of you and because of that reminder, I was able to get my life together and get my coaching website up. And so it is up live on my Instagram, and you guys can go book a coaching session with Queen Bree. Anyways, I feel like, am I okay, Dean? All right. It's so funny because sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then here I am just blabbing away.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. We are literally doing this sober, y'all. There has been no drinks involved in this. But yeah, my mom said I was cut out for this. Matter of fact, she used to sing the "You Talk Too Much" song to me when I was a child. Just my old dear mama. Anyways, so let's talk about love. So the reason why I want to talk about love, one, because it's the month of love, right? And then in the spirit of me taking time for myself to love on me, and what loving on me again just meant, like hearing myself, hearing my thoughts, hearing what my body is telling me. Because a lot of the times we push through on things when we know that our body is telling us to rest. We question ourselves. So then I have to learn to stop questioning myself and just do. And with that, with being in love with myself, I've had two people, and this is not made up story, y'all. I promise you, these are not made up scenarios. This is two people. And one of them was a child. And I'm like, why are you asking me such a deep question at your age? And I'm scared to say who it was and how old they were, because I don't want to get in trouble, because these kids do not be playing about you putting their business out on Front Street. Okay. Mm-hmm. So bear with me. This kid asked me, how do you tell someone you like them? How do you know when it's a good time? And it was funny because I'm like, I don't know, child. I'm 43 years old. And I feel like we're still struggling with telling people how we feel. So I have to sit on that and I have to ponder it. But then I thought about it. So let's talk about it, because love is starting very early for these kids. First of all, I can't even handle it. But my advice to that person, when I went back, I think about it. Sometimes you have to think before you speak and you give advice, right? And what I came up with is, like, if you're feeling some way about somebody, and this isn't just romantic relationships, this is if you're feeling some way about someone in your family, are you feeling some way about someone you're in love with or you want to talk to, if you feel like in community, you feel like there's something you need to speak to someone. There's a lot of people walking around here bitter and angry with regret because they didn't say how they feel. Bitter, angry, and with regret because they didn't say how they feel. I think that my advice to that kid was you have to start speaking how you feel and not let fear drive you. You have to be, I just read this book, The 4 Elements of Life. I think it's called, let me look it up, The 4 Elements of Life. And one of the things was being impeccable with your words, which means the 4 agreements, practical guide to personal freedom. And what I'm saying is you need to be impeccable with your words. You need to make sure that you are coming with love and make sure you are respecting boundaries. And then just say how you feel. We operate so much in this world off of fear, and we make up stories in our head about how somebody may perceive it, that we talk ourselves out of it, and then we miss out on opportunities. So just say how you feel, y'all. Just say how you feel. We're all weirdos. We are all in our head about ourselves. Not everybody is angry as you think they are. Not everybody is mad as you think they are. Sometimes you end up saying, I've learned that I say how I feel and it's received with love. That's my experience. And is it always my experience? No, some people get mad, right? But at the end of the day, if you came with love, you respected boundaries, you respected the person that was in front of you is a person, and you gave yourself and that person grace, all you can do is say how you feel, and how they receive it is on them. That has nothing to do with you, which I'm going to promote this book. And this is not a plug. I mean, they are not paying me to promote this book, but I think it's so good. I'm looking, The 4 Agreements is a really good book to read because it talks about being impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. Don't take anything personal. You're just because someone doesn't feel the same way you feel, just because someone doesn't care for you the way that you care for them, has nothing to do with you, has everything to do with them. So be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. Don't make assumptions and always do your best. Stop living in fear. The Four Agreements, I listened to it on my Audible, and it was like a 2.5 hour read. Now, if we could scroll, doom scroll on social media, we could take the time to do that. And I think that some of this is helping us. This is helpful information as we learn to operate not just in life, but in our community. And we're going to get on that too. But remember, don't be scared to say how you feel to someone. You never even know, that person may feel the same way. You never know, that person may need some uplifting. That person may need to feel good. And just because someone doesn't like you back or doesn't want to be in the space with you has nothing to do with you. You keep being you. You keep doing you. If you're being impeccable with your word and you are moving in love and you are moving, and I keep saying boundaries because there has to be boundaries, you're going to be okay. And the thing that it teaches us is that people are so scared to be hurt. People are so scared to look stupid. People are so scared to be vulnerable. But there's the way to grow, the way to move forward, the way to have the life you want. You have to do all of these things. I'm learning. You have to do all of it, and it feels good. It feels good to do those things. It feels good to be able to say, like for me, I'm like, anybody in my life shouldn't be confused about how I feel about them because I'm gonna tell you how I feel about you. And if you're listening and you're confused about how I feel about you, ask me and I'll tell you, right? But I want to move through this life not with my people not wondering where they stand with me, right? I remember 3 years ago, I was in this coaching session, and I mentioned this before, but I'm gonna mention it again. They had us come up with these ways of being that we wanted to be when we stepped outside the house and when we operated in our lives and in our community. Who did we want to be? And it's kind of a hard practice, but it's kind of hard to pick the words and know what they're talking about. And we could do a deeper dive with this next month. However, I came up with my 3 words, and I kind of feel like I want to change them this year. But right now, the 3 words that I chose was I wanted to be bold, I wanted to be open, I wanted to be trusting. I recognized that I was very closed off. I was very timid. I always drew back, and I wanted to be open to new things because I was very that whole no new friends, no new people in my lives, no new nothing, right? So when I was in this coaching session, those are the beings I want to be. I wanted to come out in this world and I wanted to be bold in who I was. I wanted to be open to the possibilities and opportunities and finding and learning new people. And I wanted to be trusting. I wanted to be trusting. It is so hard to be trusting, but y'all, I've learned a few things and I'm gonna get to that point in a minute. But as we are walking in this world, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be remembered as? What energy do you want to be remembered as? What is the being, right? And so now one of the beings I want to be is curious. Curious, because we tend to make up things in our head about people and what they're maybe thinking, and these people are not even thinking that. And then it brings me back to like, I think it's Keenan and Peele. I don't watch the shows, but if you ever seen that video on Instagram where the two people are in a text message exchange and one person's just being chillaxed about it, like, yeah, sure, whatever. But the other person is taking that text message as aggression, that pops in my mind all the time. When we got to remember that, like, when you're communicating with people, especially through text message or via social media or phone, that the intent ain't always what it is on the other side. And you want to be clear, right? And that's what we need to be in life. So being bold, being open, being trusting were the 3 things I wanted to be. And I operated in that. And was it always perfect? No. Me trusting someone and then someone breaking my heart, it almost made me not want to be trusting. But then I had to remind myself, who am I trying to be? Not what they did to me, but who am I trying to be? If I'm trying to be bold, open, and trusting, and I did what I said I wanted to do, and it helped me, then what I'm onto is helpful for me. Because being bold, being open, being trusting is teaching me even more. Like I have discernment, but sometimes if I really care for somebody and I really like them, that discernment kind of diminish, and that happens with a lot of us. But I recognize, okay, trusting someone and someone harming you just helps you grow and learn more. It just helps you grow and learn more. So now you know you can't move that way with that person. Now you know that person's not trustworthy. So what do? You don't mess with that person no more. You don't just keep forgiving and then keep being in that person's life and keep getting bit like a snake and venom. You move forward. But now you know when you move forward, who the character traits. You know, if you're messing with somebody with those same character traits, you know now not to mess with someone like that. You know now not to be around someone like that. I hope you're picking up what I'm dropping down. If not, please, the comments are right here in my face. So if you guys are commenting and you guys have any questions or you need me to slow down, please let me know, because, you know, I'm talking to myself. So I'm talking a little fast. So being bold, being open, being trusting, vulnerable. I can't even say the word because I hate it so much. being vulnerable. So I had a conversation with another friend and we were talking about relationships. Now I'm gonna remind you, just because I'm talking about relationships does not mean it's off top romantic. It can be romance, it could be family, it could be friends, because you got to be vulnerable with your family too. But we were talking about a relationship, and the person was overthinking the situation. And I am an overthinker. Like if there was an award for overthinking, I think I would win that award. Okay, at least for this year. I would be up there accepting it because I overthink. But guess what? Guess what I found out? Overthinking is a form of protecting yourself. And we are protecting ourselves because we don't want to be hurt. We don't want to look stupid. And we're scared. We're trying to control the outcome. And you can't control the outcome. Do you know, I have messed up a lot of relationships in the past before I started doing this work. And I still am working on it. So trust me, I'm still working on it. But because I was overthinking, I was making up stories in my head. I was answering people's questions for them before I even asked them. I was making a full-on pledge scenarios and messing up relationships that could have been really good for me, that could have been helpful for me, because I was overthinking. So you have to think, when you start to overthinking, what are you trying to protect yourself from? We can't protect ourselves from getting hurt. We can't protect ourselves from looking stupid, because I can almost guarantee you, when you're trying to protect yourself from looking stupid in this, you are looking stupid some other kind of way. So you might as well put yourself out there and be vulnerable and take a chance. And when I tell you, for me, from my experience, I feel relief. I feel like a weight is lifted off my shoulder when I'm more vulnerable. I feel like it's like I took another step to growth because I'm vulnerable. Does all the outcomes come out how I want them? No. But I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm getting more discernment. So stop trying to control the outcome. And also, you miss out on the best part of life, which is living. We're so busy trying to get somewhere that we're not even taking the time to enjoy what is happening in real time, exploring the experiences. Not everybody is meant to be in your life forever, but you are meant to experience something so you can learn, so that you can grow, so that you can get to the life you want. How do you know what you want and what you don't want if you don't experience anything? And if you're trying to control everything, you're not experiencing anything. Now you're just angry. And one of the things that I learned with overthinking is to brain dump your thoughts, write out your thoughts, write it, journal it, and get it out your head. And then take some time, take a walk, listen to meditation music, and then come back and make a game plan. But there's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Again, I'm still working on it. I had to practice what I preached before I even came here, right? But being vulnerable and accountability. I got 2 minutes, a minute to get this out of here. So just when you're being accountable, there's so much happening in this world because we're not being accountable. We're not being accountable. We're not holding our people accountable. We're not holding our government accountable. We need to start speaking up. Stop being scared. Be vulnerable. Speak up. But remember that we are all human beings having this life experience for the very, very first time. This is my first time ever being 44. This is your first time being your age. Regardless if we're older, we're always constantly learning. Even if you're 99, we are always constantly learning. But be impeccable with your words. Be grateful, graceful, be kind, and don't take things personal. All right, guys, that is time. I cannot believe, I feel like I just sat down and started talking. All right, guys, have a good day. You guys can still leave comments in the section and we'll come back. I'll come back and read them, or you can follow me at @BreeLiving_Woman on the Rise. Hit me up. Let me know what you thought about the show. All right, guys. Bye.